What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today I just want to talk to you guys about the way I defend bind with Cypher. You know, we already talked about the split defense and the haven defense with Cypher, which you can check out in the description down below. And yeah, today I just want to cover up some basics that I tend to do almost all the time when I play bind with Cypher. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, guys. So let's actually start with a site on bind, and what I like to do on a site is I usually tend to block off bathroom and mid both. And the way I block off bathroom is I usually place my traps in front of entrance. What I don't like to do is place them anywhere around, like, you know, this entrance door, because
this is a nice
this trap is, like, by now, this trap is, like, so common. Like, every Cypher, like, not everyone, of course, but, like, so many Cypher players place their traps right around here. Like, people expect it. Like, most of the time, nowadays, if I place my trap around here, it gets destroyed before it even does anything. So, usually what I tend to do is I place it a bit further back, like somewhere around here, because
that goes there.
Many people check for traps on the entrance door, but if they don't see any traps here, they think this is cleared. So, like, 95% of the time, like, the attacking side isn't going to expect a trap on this wall if this isn't trapped. So this is a pretty neat trap for people if they push out. And also what I like to do is I want to switch it up, and this one as well is a pretty nice trap, you know, to actually block off the door area. Like, please do not trap this
goes here.
Like every round. This is so obvious, and people are just going to destroy this before they push, because, like, this is such a common spot for his trap wire. So what you want to do for bathroom is put one trap around here. Or if you don't like this one, you can also use this one. And then you want to also have a cyber cage, like, right around there. Which, you know, let's say they push now, and you know that they're just pushing bathroom. You activate this trap. You have at least like 10 seconds for your teammates to rotate over. So this is delaying the push. Your teammates can't push over during this time. And then you also have these traps, which you just can't play off. You don't need to aggressively peek. Just wait for them to walk into these traps, and then you can peek them. Like, these two are pretty fine. And then what I do for mid is I want to start blocking off the push early on mid if they push mid. So what I do, I place my trap wire right around here, which most people don't expect right off the bat. Like, this is a pretty nice trap. If these walls, you know, disappear once a round starts and they just hard push mid, you most of the time get like one free pick at least, placing this trap around this area. What I also like to do on mid is, just to block off their push, is put one into U-hole. If I, you know, like to play more defensively, I just put my trap down here in U-hole. So if I fight this and they push me, I have to back off. I can just chill here and wait for them to push U-hole. They pretty much won't expect this one over here, and I can just get a free pick if they push this one. What I also like to do, like, sometimes I place my traps right around here.
This goes here.
Yes, they can still push from this area, for example, but if they defend, you know, if they decide, you know, to push from here and they walk around here, they will never in their lifetime expect this trap here. So this is also like a trap that you can pull off once a game. Like, you shouldn't do this, like, you shouldn't do this every time, because, like, this trap is not as useful as this trap, for example, or this trap right here. But yeah, it's also like a nice, it's like a nice trap that you can pull off like once a game to get a free pick. And yeah, also obviously you can place it like for these both traps, like for this or this, you can also place them like around a bit more back, or this one around here. Like, you have options with Cypher on U-hole. But yeah, like, my ideal setup is, you know, have, let's say, the trap blocking off the entrance and one cyber cage over there, and then also either this trap or this trap up on mid, just to block off the pushes. And I also put one cyber cage over here. So let's say, you know, they do a split, they push from mid, and bathroom, you get that information fast. What you can do is, you know, detonate
Cage
this
trigger.
cyber cage, detonate
Cage
that
trigger.
cyber cage. You have at least like 10 seconds for your teammate to rotate over. Just delay their push. Also, your traps are down there. So, yeah, this is basically the way I like to defend the mid and bathroom push with Cypher. And then there's also his camera for this side. So, what I like to do with his camera is I like to play proactive again with Cypher on this map. So, usually once the game starts, like right now we are on buy phase, but once the game starts, what I like to do is, you know, I like to take his camera and instantly place it right around here, which, you know, gives me vision over the whole bathroom entrance. What happens when I do that? I place it here, tap in. If I don't see anyone here, I can leave this alone. I can leave the entire bathroom site alone and just help my teammates out on mid, which is like actually pretty strong. The only thing you have to do while helping your teammates on mid is tap in and just always check if there's anyone pushing. If there's no one pushing, keep fighting off on mid and helping your teammates here. But you know, always be proactive with Cypher, even if you can't rotate on this map. But always just tap in here, ignore this entire area, just use your camera and fight on mid to help your teammates. But obviously there's also this scenario in which you put up your cam when the round begins, like right over there, tap in, and then you see someone standing right over there, maybe for example, and he just instantly shoots the camera, which is actually quite fine, because that, like, this alone is so much information for you. Like, you know, you don't have your cam anymore if he shoots it, but now you know that you have like at least one in front of bathroom. You can't help your teammate anymore, but you have so much information just from him shooting the camera. You know there's at least one guy lurking around bathroom, so all you have to do is just defend the bathroom area now. So yeah, if they shoot it, that's information enough for you to just hold off bathroom. And if they don't shoot it, you know, just help out your teammates on mid as long as this is free, and always tap in, tap out to get the information. And yeah, the other way I like to play with this camera around, you know, a site is I like to actually save it for retake. So let's say, let me find a nice spot to place it, like somewhere around here maybe. And this is just for information purpose. Like this is not a cam that should stay up for like 10 seconds. So let's say, you know, you're defending your site and you get pushed back and they get the A site and they just get planted. You have to retake now. So if you have to retake, you just wait for your teammates to rotate over from B and then you retake all together. But now if they pushed A side and you have no control over it, you don't see where the enemies are. And this is where this camera like gets into play. And this is like so much information. Let's say they were pushed on A side and they planted the bomb. Now you want to use the camera and get maybe one dart on the enemy to see where at least one player is. And, you know, just give your teammate information on that way. Like, this is such a huge retake tool as well. Instead of like playing aggressive with this camera to get information in the bathroom, you can always keep it to just go for retake information. And you don't have to place it over here. Like, you can switch it up. Sometimes you can also just place it right over there. You know, just to get your retake information for when you want to retake the site with your team. And yeah, this is like basically how, you know, I tend to play a side with Cypher. Obviously, I always switch up my camera positions just so they don't, you know where to look instantly when they see the cameras up. And yeah, play around with your traps. You know, don't put your traps in the same position all the time. One around here, then the other one you want to put one around here. Also switch up your traps on mid area. And yeah, this is basically. And also one important thing you can also do is just to block off their teleporter push, as you can put one trap around here once the wall fades. And yeah, this is also a pretty neat trap to, you know, just hold off the teleporter push. And yeah guys, this is how I play A side with Cypher, like basically. And like one last thing before we switch over to B side, and that is that people are probably going to say like, bro, there's like so many camera spots that you can use that are like exploitable and they're like bugged and you can get use of them. But the thing is, like, I don't want to use camera spots that are like exploitable and get patched anyway. I'd rather get used to spots that, you know, I'm intended to be used for the camera and just learn the game, you know, the right way. And yeah, like that's my take on the whole camera things. Like obviously I can like use spots like this to place my, not this, but spots like this, for example,
Oh, this is a nice
to
one.
place it and just get full information. But like things like this are going to be patched anyway, so I'd rather stick to what's intended to use. So let's talk about B side, and I really think if you play B side correctly, like usually 50% of the times you can just hold the side by your own and just wait for your teammates to rotate if you get pushed. Like if you play it correct, there's like so many rounds where you can literally put 4 players on A and just hold B by your own, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. So usually what I like to do on the start of the round, I put one cyber cage around the window area and block it off with the trap around here. If they, you know, get used to this trap and know that I'm placing it there, I change it up and put this trap around here. Just a bit deeper into side. If they push side, they get blocked by this. But usually my window setup looks like this. Cyber cage here, and then one trap here or here on side. And then I also want to block off long, and the way I do that is I put my trap around entrance and the cyber cage around here. And when I like to switch it up, I also tend to, you know, just place my cage around, right around this entrance. When the blue wall fades, I instantly put it up around here. Or if I know they expect these traps on both of these entrances all the time, I go a bit back and, you know, just place it right around here. So these two are a bit more defensive and these two are a bit more aggressive. And but the problem with these traps is like these are more expected than the traps on the side. So once I have my setup down and the round begins, what I do is I can either hold off long or B and ignore the others, long and ignore window room, or I hold window room and ignore long. And the way I do this, like say the round starts, I immediately want to place my cam on the wall, see if there's anyone. If there's no one, you are pretty fine to just hold off window room and wait for a push. Always tap in, tap out to see if anyone is holding, if anyone is pushing long. And as long as no one is pushing the long area, you only need like one guy to defend window room. And if you know they push window room, just activate your trap here and call out your teammates. Call your teammates for a rotation and just play off your traps. Don't, if they push window room, don't immediately go for the fight and die, because you're defending the side long right now. Don't die until your teammates are rotating over here. And yeah, this is like the way I like to hold off window area. And if you want to hold off long, for example, and don't worry about if you want to hold off window room and don't worry about long, this is the way how you want to play it. And if you want to hold off long and don't worry about window room, the way you want to do it is you know, you want to place your camera right around here and immediately go back to long. And this camera here is like such a huge tool to get information, because it also gives you footsteps. And if people push B short, this camera over here is gonna get you so many footsteps. Like you will hear if people push short. So once the round begins and you're holding off long by your own, tap in. If you don't hear any footsteps, they can still shift. So you're gonna have to tap in and tap out like quite a few times to get information, but hold off long by your own, tap in, tap out to get information on holds, and just hold off long. As long as they don't push, you can just hold off the B side by your own. But if this gets destroyed because you see someone, immediately call over for a rotation from A side and don't die. Like all you have to do defending B by your own is hold off the pushes as long as your teammate is rotating over here. If they rotate over, you can commit to a full fight, but you can usually hold this side on your own, like pretty easy with Cypher. And like the way you hold B on this map is like usually the way you hold Haven or Split with Cypher, is you instantly want to go for information, and if you don't see anyone, you can hold off the other choke point by your own. And then if you see people actually pushing, you can just call over for rotations and hold your team and hold the enemy push with your cyber cages, just like this if they push long, and just like this, for example. It's a bit deep, but here and here, if they push you, these two give you like 10 seconds for your teammates to rotate. And yeah, like B side is also pretty strong with Cypher on Bind, and like it depends on where you want to actually play with him. A side is pretty good with him, and B side as well. So it's like in the end, it's up to you. You have games where people are just constantly pushing B side every round, and these games are like games where you just can't play alone. But then there are also games where like the attacking side just focuses on A, and these are the rounds where you want to just play B alone with Cypher and don't waste any more players on B, so 4 people can defend A. And yeah, like this is my way on how I like to play Bind. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have anything to add, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, if you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more of this content. And yeah, I see you guys next video.